You know that every child, when they are born, when you look at them, did you ever think that your child is going to be a poor person?
No.
Right? Did you ever think that your child is not going to do well in school?
Never thought about it.
Right? Did you ever suspect that your child will be a low achiever in school?
Definitely not.
Right? Marlon, when you held your child the first time, or when your children are growing up, okay, what do you think is the possibilities that exist for your children?
I think I saw potential.
Yeah.
I saw lots. I saw them doing well for themselves.
When you say well, what you mean?
Well, becoming decent and prosperous people in society.
Okay. In terms of their education, did you see them failing in school?
No, not at all.
What did you see them?
I saw them doing well. I saw them doing very good in school. Their education, attaining the highest education that they can get.
Yeah, you see what you said.
Yeah.
That is the dream of every parent. That is what every parent sees in their child. However, the reality of life shows us different things. Children grow up, they go to schools, their dreams get shattered. Suddenly, they get their report cards in school and we think, oh, my child is not so brilliant. You get it?
Yes.
Right? Our child, we knew that this child was going to achieve whatever the highest achievement could be academically in school, right? And then the child bring a report card and we say, oh, my child is a C student or my child is a D student. Over a period of time, we as parents we don't say it, but we begin to actually categorize and label our children as that.
Yeah.
And so when our children live up to that expectation, it doesn't surprise us. We just get excited that, oh, my child, they passed. But I have two children, adult children now. My one daughter graduated. She's the author of Resilient Learning. You know her, Leandra.
Yeah.
Okay. Matthew is a business science student in the Philippines. And let me tell you, just passing doesn't give opportunities.
Okay.
You get it? You have to have that quality of pass that opens doors for you.
Yes.
Either to study more or to excel in life.
Yeah.
So you asked me the question, what is resilient learning? Resilient learning is a coaching program. Okay. When we say coaching program, I'm here in Phoenix. I went to school here in Phoenix. I went to Swanvale Primary just here, in Unit 9. Yeah, Unit 9, okay. My favorite teacher was Mr. V.M. Bola. I met him a few months ago also. So when you think about that, when you think about our children, over a period of time, we impose our limitations on them. We don't say it, but that's what we do.
Okay.
When you think about coaching is such a premium program, such an expensive program. Only rich people usually can afford it because it goes into the 10, 20, 30, 40,000 rands.
Yeah.
We designed resilient learning. Leandra and I, we designed resilient learning as a professional coaching program, right? Not just professional, a personal coaching program. Yeah. Because we've been through it. I walked here the streets of Phoenix. Okay, I was born in Fraser's, not far from here. Okay, I've been to 13 schools.
Sure.
You get it? Yeah. I've been to schools here in Phoenix, in Verulam, in Fraser's, in Shaka Z, in Tongad. I've been to schools here in Clare State, in Chatsworth. I've been to schools all over here, 13 schools. You get it?
Yeah.
So I know the value of education. But education creates opportunities for you like you can't believe. You told me when you look at your child, you want them to be prosperous.
Yes.
Yeah, there are few people who made it in this world without any education.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
But that's an exception to the rule. It's not the rule.
Yeah.
When we look at our children and we realize that they have so much of potential, but it's never going to be reached.
Yeah.
I had one girl sitting here in our house here in Phoenix this week, going through the resilient learning program, simply because if they don't own their learning, they are never going to reach their potential.
Yeah.
So resilient learning is that coaching program that helps a student view themselves differently, makes them realize that there is an inherent capacity inside them that must be activated in order to excel.
Yeah.
Because only when that is done will they reach their potential. And once they become educated, once they have a good quality pass out of school, the future is literally in their hands.
Yeah. So everyone has this potential. It's just waiting there for it to be triggered somehow.
I like it. That's it, Marlon. It is waiting to be triggered.
Yeah.
It's a latent potential.
Okay.
Right? But potential is like planting a seed. You can't plant a seed and ignore it.
Sure.
You have to water it.
100%.
You have to protect it. Right? You have to till the soil around it. You have to remove the weeds around it. So resilient learning does that. Coaching is different from tutoring. For example, your child might be doing bad in mathematics. You get a maths tutor for them.
Yeah.
And the maths tutor will teach them that portion that they have learned in the classroom that they couldn't grasp. Now you wonder, if they are being taught in school and cannot grasp it in school, then what are the teachers doing? What is the learners doing? Why do we have to have someone else to reteach what was taught in school? So we can't blame teachers. Okay, some people might say, yeah, teachers are not committed. I don't think so. I think that all teachers are committed. I think that there's just so many factors that affect the learning process.
Okay.
However, if the student is built and made ready for learning, and he goes into the classroom and is being taught, whatever the subject might be, the student is ready to grasp first time and learn. You get it?
I see. Yeah.
That's what coaching does.
Right.
That's what resilient learning does. Builds the capacity of the student so that they are learning ready, classroom ready. Doesn't mean to say that because they're going to the classroom they are learning. No, you have to. Your mind has to be prepared to receive the teaching.
Yeah, I see.
You get it?
I get what you're
saying. And most of the children go to the classrooms not with this mindset. So resilient learning changes the mindset of a student towards learning. And if they feel that there are A students but I'm not that A student, resilient learning corrects that mindset.
Okay.
So they go to the classroom with a new kind of thinking.
Okay.
And then they are able now to learn on their own. So they own their learning. So the motivation is intrinsic, not extrinsic. Intrinsic means it comes from within.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So whether the subject is hard or easy, because they learned the process, because they know firstly it can be learned. They already psyched themselves, they know it can be learned. I mean, think about it. Why will they teach it if it can't be learned in the first place, right?
True. Yeah.
So whatever is being taught is supposed to be learnable.
100%.
Right, now we need to correct that. We need to instill that in our children, so that when they go to the classroom, they are able to learn first time. So that's what resilient learning does. Resilient learning takes the future, the dreams that you have for your child, right? That seems unreachable and impossible because of whatever reason, their grades, school, whatever the crisis might be we are going through in this life, right? Resilient learning takes the future that you have for your child, right? And makes it a reality and begins the process. It doesn't happen overnight, of course.
For sure.
Because it's a process. So that's what resilient learning does.
No, that's great. It's opened me to think about it in a different way, and I think that's what resilient learning is all about. It's activating the process so that you understand that you can move and better yourself.
And you know, the children that are classed as dumb students, or they will never go past a certain grade, right? And they think that they will never improve more than that. Resilient learning changes that. Because we believe every child is born with the capacity to learn. I mean, think about it. Our children came into a new world. How did they get to walk? How did they walk, Malan? They learned to walk. How did they get to speak? They learned to speak. How did they get to write? They learned to write. That means to learn, that capacity to learn is an inherent capacity. We were born with it. We are the ones who are telling our children, no, this part here you can't learn this here. This here is beyond you. We are the ones who place limitations. Resilient learning removes the limitations.
Yeah.
You see?
That's good, eh?
And that's why we want resilient learning is not designed just for the children. The parents can do the program with the children. It's the only program that allows parents to do the same program with their children.
Okay, cool. That's good. Good, nice to know.
And not only the parents. Resilient learning is the only program that allows the teachers to do the same program with the children, so that everyone is walking in step together.
Yeah.
The teacher is not walking too far ahead and the student lagging behind. Everyone is moving together.
Yeah.
So now the academic performance of the learner, your child, is a shared collaborative effort between you as a parent, their teacher, and themselves.
Yeah.
So that's what resilient learning does. It builds the student to the point where they can learn literally anything. I mean, Leandra finished medical school, right? The author of Resilient Learning. And when we interviewed her after she graduated, on her graduation day, in all the excitement, we interviewed her outside the graduation hall. Yeah, she thanked God, her parents, grandparents, etc. But she said, and I remember clearly, she said, I truly believe that the principles of resilient learning has brought me to where I am. And we believe that what resilient learning has done for Leandra, what resilient learning has done for me, we believe it is possible for every child to experience that.
Yeah.
That's why we are excited about resilient learning.
That's good, brilliant, lovely to know. I'm so excited to know about resilient learning, what it can do. It opens up opportunities, something that we have within ourselves that we just have to sort of trigger. And resilient learning brings that out in kids and even the children, keeps everyone on the same path. That's what I like when I'm hearing this now, is that everyone is moving together and the same pace. That's where the learning actually takes place.
Yeah.
Okay, so Paul, what's your vision for resilient learning? What would you like to see happen? Where do people get in touch, go for classes, things like that?
Marlon, our vision is that every school in our country and in the other countries that we launched it in should be a resilient learning school. Our vision is that every student must have access to resilient learning.
That's brilliant.
And we've structured the business side of resilient learning in such a way that for a nominal fee of a school, every student can have access to resilient learning.
Yeah.
And if we had classes taking place, only a few people who can pay the taxi fare, who can afford the bus fare, or the parents can drop them off, will come for the classes. But resilient learning is completely online.
Oh, that's good.
So anyone can watch it on their phones, laptop, iPads, whatever. They can watch it and they can go through the program. It's video based.
Yeah.
All right, because everyone learns in multiple ways.
Sure.
So it's video based, it's text based. It also has a section for reinforcing the key principles of that lesson, so that when the student goes from one lesson to the next, you know that they understood, they've embraced, and they are willing to live it out, what they have learned in one principle leading to the next.
That's good to know that it's accessible, it's readily available for those that want to harness this resilient learning or adopt this philosophy.
Yeah. And in my time here in Durban, I've been here now for about a week, I am so excited that one parent phoned me before I could come to Durban in Pretoria. Told me, Paul, we've heard about resilient learning and I really want my daughter to do it. So they told me which school their daughter is, just down the road. I can't mention the school. They told me which school their daughter is, and he said that even if the school doesn't want it, I want this for my child, because this is my child, and I want to do everything that I can to help her reach her potential.
Yeah.
And so I spent some time with her this week, with her father also, registering them, showing them how to register. It's a simple process. But I was so excited to meet them that I told, come, I will show you, even though they can do it on their own. And they were excited, and the girl is going through the program. She's in high school. She's about to choose a course now. Okay, so she's in high school, she's excited, the father is excited. The father, by the way, is a school governing body chairperson for one of the schools here in Phoenix. So I'm also excited about that because there are parents, there are schools, there are learners who realize that what seems impossible is only impossible here in our minds.
Yes.
What we need is someone to open that mind, okay, and show how it can be done.
Yeah.
So many times we see something and we realize, oh, it cannot be done, it's so hard, it's impossible. It's because many people talk about the what that must be done. Resilient learning shows you how. So we don't say, oh, every child can do well in school, right? We show you how.
Yeah.
So we're not to tell you what to learn. Schools do that. They have their syllabus. But we show you how to learn. And with that, you just excel.
Seems like we're unleashing potential that we never even knew we had on our own.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's good. Nice to know.
Thank you, Magen.
Thank you, Paul. Really appreciate it.
Cool.
Resilient learning, I think it's a brilliant concept.
Thank you.